Welcome to my channel. This is Serge bringing you another action figure collector's review on the GameStop exclusive DC Collectibles Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman and Leonardo action figure 2-pack. As you can tell, you get both figures staring at you through the window. You get Batman, you get Leonardo. You get a ton of extra accessories. Over on this side of the box, you get to peep in through the window to the figures like a peeping Tom would. You also get DC Collectibles up there at the top. Over on this side of the box, you get a nice shell stylized artwork looking pretty good. Over here on the back of the box, you get Batman, you get Leonardo, and you also get a little bio of the figures, and you also get other figures from this set. Here at the top of the box, you get Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and down here, nothing but the barcode. Let's get to it. Open these bad boys up. Okay, let's take a good look at these accessories. First of all, we'll take a good look at Batman's gripping hands, and they look very good. I like the blue that we're seeing on there, and I like that you can still see the knuckles right there. Now, these are supposed to be gloves that go over his regular hands, so that pleases me a lot. You know, you don't get to see them thumbnails or, you know, the line work in the hands, so that don't displease me at all. But you still get to see some muscle tones right there around the thumb, so that looks very good. I'm pleased with that. Right here, these are more of a grasping hand, and this would be like, I would assume, to put his pizza in. We'll go ahead and take Leo's slice of pizza first. And yeah, that's exactly what that's for. Now, I could have done away with two of these kinds of hands, but I mean, I guess it gives us an extra gesturing hand. But I would have liked to see that we got something a little bit different. But, I mean, I'm not dissatisfied with it. And I do like the hands that we're seeing. I still like the color. And I like how they're sprawled out so you can hold the pizza. So that pleases me. And right here, we get this battering throwing hand. And right here, it's got a weird shape in between the two fingers. And that's only because he can throw this battering just like so that goes right in between there. It fits in very good, nice and snug, and you can get it to go in this hand and it don't want to come out. It fits in there good. I forgot to show you with this that it's very tight in there, so that pleases me a lot. And while I have this in hand, we'll go ahead and look at the battering. And it's just like the one that we got with Robin, but except it's scaled up a little bit bigger so it can fit in Batman's hand. And that pleases me a lot. I really do like these batterings. Now, instead of having an extra hand like this, I would have liked to have an extra battering. That way we could have threw like multiple batterings. That would have been cool. And right here, we'll take a look at Batman's fisted hands. Boom, boom. And every superhero needs a set of fisted hands whenever they're throwing down with a couple of baddies. So I'm always pleased to get fisted hands. And right here, then we'll take a look at the grappling gun. Excuse me. And it's more or less the same thing that we got with Robin. And it's just scaled up, so that pleases me a lot. It's the same sculpt work, the same paint detailing and everything. And you can still take these and just slide them in just like so. And they still spin around. They're just not as loose as what they were with Robin. So, yeah, I'm not dissatisfied with them. I'm glad that we got a grappling hook to go with Batman. And there's the other one, just in case you were wondering. And we'll go ahead and take a look at both these slices of pizza right quick. And they are exactly the same as we got with Raphael and Robin. They're the same sculpt work, same paint work, same detailing. So, you know, I'm not dissatisfied with it because they did eat slices of pizza in the movie, especially Batman at the end. Spoiler alert. And I like the sauce that we see on there, the cheese, the pepperoni. And I'm going to assume that sauce peeping through the cheese instead of like red peppers because it don't have any other ingredients on there other than pepperonis. So I'm not dissatisfied with that. I like that a lot. Right here, we get the bomb, or, you know, I would consider this as a tracker. But, I mean, you can use it as a bomb. It's basically your opinion, but it is a bomb. But anyway, it looks very good. Or you can actually use it as whenever he throws it down and smoke comes out of it. You can just use your imagination. And you can also use this with other Batman figures as well. And it's got that little red light that's right there, or you could say it's a button, but it's a light. And the paint apps came out very clean for as small as this thing is, and there's the face on the back that makes. And that pleases me a lot. We'll go ahead and take a look at Leo's katanas right quick. And I had these in Leo's hand, and these were really clean paint apps until I put them in his gripping hand, and it is so tight to get this part in the gripping hand, and he can't hold this part. It's like really loose in his hand, but it's really tight getting in there. I wish this would have been like a little bit smaller, maybe like the same width as the blade or something, or the handle, so I could have been able to get in there without any paint rubbing. So that displeases me a lot, that there's a lot of that paint rubbing. But right here on this blade, this came out of the pack like this, and that was very displeasing to me, to have that black seeping through that like silvery paint, the white silvery paint. So that's a little bit displeasing, but I mean, you gotta take the good with the bad. I mean, you can say it's battle damage, but I don't know where it's at. It's just kind of hard. Maybe down here. But I like the paint apps that they did use. We'll take a look at the other one right quick, because it's just a little bit better and there's less paint rub on the handle. But the blue, I think they are diamonds or circles. I can't tell, they're so small. I think they're diamonds. They look good in the wrapping. I like the color wrap that they used. That pleases me a lot. I like the yellow that they used on the handle right here, in between. I like that. And the silver doesn't bother me that bad, because I went back and rewatched the show, and this is a more accurate color than the metallic silver, so I do like that. And right here, you have the sheaths that his katanas go in, and they can go in only one certain way. And now you can put it in just like that, and just like this one right here can go in, but you can't turn that thing around and make it go in there. It's just not going to happen for you. And there's a peg where you peg it into his belt. We'll show you that in just a second. I like the wrapping that we're seeing to keep them connected. That pleases me a lot. And I like the paint, the brown. It looks very good. And I like the yellow that we're seeing on the ends. It matches the katanas very well. We'll take a look at Leonardo's karate chopping hands, and I like the sculpt work and the line work that we're seeing throughout, and the muscles that we're seeing in there. That pleases me a lot. Hands do have muscle tones, because hands do have muscles in them, so that's, pretty big muscle for the thumb. And I like that we get the nail. They look very good right there. And then you got the knuckles right there. I would like to see some line work sculpted in there, but I'm not going to complain too bad about that. And I like the knuckles right here as well. Right there. Looks very good. More or less the same with this other hand. Looks very good. Take a look at his fisted hands. Boom, boom. And I like the color choice that they went with. I think it's very film accurate. So that pleases me a lot. And right there, you still get them knuckles right there. And I like that they painted, or they sculpted in the nails. I just wish that they would have been a little bit dirty, in my opinion. But, you gotta take the good with the bad. It's not bad sculpt at all. There, right here. Take a look at his katana holding hands. And as you can tell, it's just really hard to get this in through here, because it just doesn't want to fit. You have to take a lot of force and a lot of pressure to get that katana to go down in there for him to hold that, because it's just not going to go in there. I mean, you could probably heat it up, turn it sideways, and kind of push it in, but, I think that could possibly work to keep you from rubbing all that yellow paint off. But I do like the sculpt work. It looks very good. And that was a good look at their accessories. Here they are. We have Gotham City versus New York City. Bat versus Turtle. Leader versus leader. Here's how the boys in blue look out of the box and ready to serve justice to the Shredder and Ra's al Ghul onto your screen. This 2-pack looks very good. I'm very pleased with how they came out looking. However, they are limited in some qualities, and we'll get into that in just a second. Okay, let's take a good look at Batman's articulation. First of all, his head can't look up at all, especially for the price point that you pay for this figure. It's very disappointing, and down, he can't really look down that much either. He's got a lot of that confused dog going on to that side, and a lot more to that side, and his head does have the Exorcist right there, so that's pleasing enough. And right here, his arm, this is a tight joint right here, but he can throw the perfect pitch with no problem, so that's very good. He has a single jointed elbow right here, and it bends in less than a 90-degree mark. And he does have them party elbows, good for fist bumping. And he does have a swivel, and it's on a ball peg, so you can get that wrist to move any direction you like, so that's very pleasing. I do like that. Right here, this diaphragm joint, I don't understand why they gave these figures diaphragm joints, because they are like the worst diaphragm joints at all. They just wiggle around. You don't really get much movement at all. And he can't really crunch forward that much. We'll throw that kick forward, and he can't really crunch back either too much. I mean, he can crunch more back than he can forward. So, but that's very displeasing right there. And he does have a waist swivel right here. And you can't really just get that just to turn side to side. It's not on a ball or anything like that. But you can also get some movement right here. So that, I guess that is kind of good that you can get that side to side action like that. And his splits, he's got decent enough splits. I'll give him that. He can't really kick forward too much. So that's very, very disappointing. And back, can't do so at all. It's not happening. And he's got a thigh wiggle, not a thigh cut. He's got double jointed knees that bend in all the way, almost all the way. They're almost perfect. If you could get a little bit more range out of that, he could touch his back with that leg. But, you know, I'm not going to complain too much. His ankle articulation, he can't really get his foot to go up at all. You can get it to go down, and you do get that ankle pivot. And mine looks like it's coming out a little bit. I'm probably going to have to force that in there somehow. But that was a good look at Batman's articulation. Go ahead and take a look at Leonardo's articulation, even though it's just as limited as Batman's, if even more so really, because he don't have that torso articulation. But we'll start looking at it, and the head's the same thing. You can't get to look up, you can't get really to look down too much. You do get that Exorcist, which I wish this bandana would have been articulated so you could switch it over. But that's a little nitpick, and he does have that confused dog. It's just a little bit, and a little bit to that side. So, yeah, that's a little bit bothersome. And he can throw the perfect pitch without that shell getting in the way. So that's good. His arm can extend out that far. And he does have a single jointed elbow that bends in less than 90 degrees. He does have them party elbows. And he also has a swivel and a it's a ball at the wrist, so you can turn it in any direction you like. So that's very pleasing right there. And he does have torso articulation. I mean, you can't say he doesn't, but it's useless. You can't get it to do nothing. I mean, I don't know why they wasted the money to put it in there, but you do get the perfect splits right there, so that pleases me a lot. And he is loose at the legs, but not as loose as Raphael was. You get them double jointed knees that bend in all the way, and you can get him kicking back at his shell, so that's very pleasing as well. And he does have ankle articulation, but you can't get his ankle to go up, but he can do the perfect ballerina, and he does have ankle rockers. That was a good look at Leonardo's articulation. We'll take a good look at Batman's sculpt and detailing, and this is really where DC Collectibles shines on these figures, is their sculpt work and their detailing. They look phenomenal. I mean, the paint is on point, so you can't complain about that. I like the blue that we're seeing on this figure. I think it matched up very well, very accurate to the film. The head sculpt looks very good. I like the points at the ears. They look very, very nice. I like how the eyes are pupilless. They look very nice. And I like the cell shading that you're seeing around the mouth and the chin. And you even got that sculpted line work over that chin. So that pleases me a lot. And right here, we'll take a good look at the bat symbol, seeing as how we're already here. It looks very good, came out very clean. I like the silver tones that are silver, the gray tones that we're seeing on this figure. So that pleases me a lot. And I like the cell shading up underneath the ribs right here and up underneath his man boob. That looks very, very good. I like the muscle tones that we're seeing on his arms. It pleases me a lot. I like the little spiky things as forearms. That looks very good. I like the, yet again, the color choice blue all matches, so I'm pleased with that. I like the sculpt work going around his gauntlet right here around his glove. That looks very good. It goes on, continues into the inside. You even get a little bit of that cell shading right here, and even around this belt. I like the color that they used for the belt. It's like a goldish yellow. It's more got a yellow tone tint to it, but it does have a gold shimmer to it. And right here, I like all the cell shading that they use in the sculpt work of the pouches around the belt, because Batman is famously known for his belt. And there's your little Batman underwear right there, looking good. And right here, you even get muscle tones on the back behind the cape. And this cape is a cloth cape, so it doesn't bother articulation at all. And I just like the way it hangs very good. That pleases me a lot right there. And the legs, I wish they would have been a little bit more beefy with the legs like they did with the torso and everything. Like a little bit more muscle tones would have been nice, because that's where superhero looks very powerful, is in their legs and in their thighs. So yeah, but I do like the cell shading that we're getting throughout, and I do like the sculpt work of the legs. I'm not saying that I don't, but I just wish they would have been more muscular. And right here, I like the color of the boots. They look very good. Same thing, it matches everything. Right here, going around, looks very good. Very, very, very good. And that was a good look at the Batman. We'll also take a good look at Leonardo's sculpt and detailing. And right here, his face, I like the expression that we're seeing throughout. It's kind of like a frowny face. So that pleases me a lot, because you see him with that, serious look in the show, or the film, I should say. And I like the cell shading as well with this figure a lot. Looks very good. You even get it around the eyes, so that pleases me a lot. I like the color blue choice that they used with the bandana, so that pleases me a lot as well. Right there, looking at the back, it looks very good. Right here, we'll take a look at his shell. And right here, his man boobs right here. You get that nice cell shading, and then you get sculpted line work going in between there. Right here as abdomen, looks very good. I like how they did the L, try to make it inconspicuous right there, and I like how they continued the line work down through here, and continued, it all matches up, lines up perfectly. So that pleases me a lot. And this right here is one of my major complaints with this figure, because every time I peg this thing in and I move this figure around or touch this, it just falls out. I mean, you move it, it falls. You twist them around, it falls. I mean, it's just, it gets in the way. I wish they would have made where this could like peg in a little bit deeper, but as you can tell, it kind of like sticks out a little bit, so it's not always going to be all the way in there. And I didn't even put much pressure to that. It falls. Like if you move them, it falls. If you twist them around, it falls. Hey, I guess this is pegged in actually in the back after all. I just couldn't get it to move. It's just more stationary. Actually, yeah, with that cut out right there, it actually lines up to where it can't move. So if they had this in there anyway to begin with, then why couldn't they just made that a perfect circle to where you could just move this and articulate that around? That is very displeasing now that I've discovered that. And I just discovered it on camera, and I don't know, that's just very displeasing. But anyway, let's continue looking at the sculpt work and the detailing. The arms look very, very good. I like the color choices that they used with the elbow pads. They look very good. And I like the cell shading right here, there, and hands and the forearms came out very good. Very big and beefy. You know, it looks like a powerful turtle up underneath here. They could have done something a little bit different with that torso articulation, because we did pay the money for the figure, so I mean we should have got something else other than that. something that we could actually use. But right here on the shell looks very good. This has got to be one of my favorite turtle shell designs. This and the 90s movie line is a lot better than these, but I do like these a lot. So this is probably my second favorite turtle shell design. But anyway, we'll look around at the side of the figure again right there. The legs look very good. You know, I'm not going to complain about turtle legs as much as I did with the Batman, because, you know, he's a turtle, so I feel like this is okay. Right here with the cell shading right there on the inside of the legs. The knee pads look good. Right there, you get more of that line work on the inside. And right there at the feet and the little toesies right here. This little piggy went to market. And that was a really good look at Leonardo. From the same line, we have the DC Collectibles GameStop exclusive Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Robin over there on his left and Raphael on his right. And out of these two 2-packs, I would say the Batman and Leonardo is a little bit better. If you wanted to skip out on the Raphael and Robin set, I believe your money would be better with the Batman Leo. From NECA, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. We have the Shredder over there on the left, and we have Raphael over there on the right. And, you know, I feel like the scaling works. Like, if you wanted to take out this Leonardo and do this, I think that works. And vice versa, if you wanted to take him out and use him. But, I mean, that Shredder and this Leonardo doesn't really match. And also from NECA, and also GameStop exclusive, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 90s movie line, the Foot Soldier over there on the left, and the movie Shredder over there on the right. And here's how they scale with a couple of McFarlane Batman DC Multiverse figures. From Detective Comic Book issue number 1000, we have Batman over there on the left. And from the animated series, we have Batman on the right. Here's how they scale with a couple more McFarlane toys. The Batman Who Laughs over there on the left, and the Unchained Armored Superman on the right. Here's how they scale with a couple Walgreens exclusive. From Hasbro, we have the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, the Dragon Shield Black Power Ranger over there on the left, and on the right from Bandai, the Dragon Star Series Super Saiyan Gogeta on the right. Here's my final thoughts on these figures. I wouldn't go out and pay $50 for these figures. I would wait until the sale price. Like, I bought these, the deal of the day, buy one, get one free. And for what I got and what I paid for it, you know, I have mixed feelings about it. You know, I basically paid $25 for this 2-pack. Yeah, I get a great ton of accessories, and I get great looking figures. However, their posability is very limited. I would have loved to have seen double jointed elbows. If they could have done the same thing they did with those legs, then I would have liked that. And I would have liked to have seen, you know, more of a thigh cut than a thigh wiggle. Those torso articulation is a joke. I mean, they shouldn't even have had that on these figures. And the heads, don't get me started on those things. They can't even look up or down. So that's very displeasing. I mean, just buy this line at your own risk, and I'd wait for discount prices, honestly. But let me know what you think of the figure. Let me know what you think of the review in the comments below. And as always, feel the urge to collect with Surge. If you want more action figure collectors reviews, then feel the urge to subscribe to Surge. And if you've liked what you've seen, then click that big thumbs up button. If you want to get notified of my latest videos whenever they drop, click that notification bell. If you want to see this channel grow, share with a friend. Speaking of friends, you can friend me over there on Facebook. Links to that will be in the description below. You can also follow me along on Twitter. Links to that will be in the description below.
Oh,